Greetings and blessed day to you once again, people of God. It's the Revelator once again, and hoping the grace and the mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ is with you until the end of time. Now, before I enter into today's very controversial presentation, a controversial that will cause many to ask questions if really the Revelator is a man of God or not, let me just give you a brief reminder, a brief recap of what we covered last time. Last time, we focused on the trendsetter, and inside the trendsetters, we explained about those that are called the pace setters, those that set the pace for the devil, and hoping that all those that listen to that presentation, you have been informed and you have been equipped on how to trend rather for Christ in the kingdom of light. Now today, as I promised, I want to enter into a dimension of a presentation that is very controversial, and I've prayed before I've come before here to present this sermon so that you may understand that what I'm going to be presenting here is strictly not under 18. It means if you are under the age of 18 and you're listening to this presentation right now, you can stop listening right now. But if you are going to continue listening at this very moment, it's not my fault, because I've already told you not to listen. I want to enter into a dimension that is called the sex-starved. The sex-starved. So when I'm talking about the sex-starved, I'm either talking about either a starved husband or a starved wife. And inside the sex-starved, I want to talk about the high sex appetite. So, child of God, I need the best of your spiritual attention, and hoping that you have a marriage ring on your finger, and hoping that you are a happily married couple that is listening to this presentation. I'm not going to be going very deep, but I'm going to go very deep. Why? Because you are always sex-starved. And as a man, you have reached a point where you imagine of other women while you are married. And why are you imagining of other women while you are married? Why? Because you feel like your wife is not giving you enough sex to satisfy you, to the level that your penis is always erecting uncontrollable, and you have reached a point whereby even while you are in public, your penis just erects disorderly. You always feel like touching your body as a woman. Now I'm talking to the females, and obviously I'm talking to the females that are married, not to the singles. To some extent, your vagina is always wet somehow, and you can't explain what causes it to be wet, but somehow you are in the middle of a conversation with a man and you just get wet. The fact of just being held your hand by a man, you are already feeling wet. Now to the level that you have reached an extent that you can't say no to sex. You feel robbed if ever you say no. And what's happening inside you? You are always flirting while it's wrapping your clit. Why? Because you now feel like your husband can't really satisfy you to the gravity or to the degree of the level that you expect. No matter how much your husband gives it to you, even from the back, it appears you never get enough of that sex. And you men, and obviously referring to the married men, be careful, you will tear off your trousers with that hard erectile strength being produced by your penis, such that when you stroke your wife during sex, you leave her half dead. But the amazing thing, the mysterious thing, is that after that rough sex, you're still sex hungry. You never get enough of it. Why? Because you have got a high sex appetite that is not easy to feel. You are always feeling your wife is too weak for you in bed. You are always feeling your wife is too slow in reacting. You are always feeling your wife is not at the same level of sex appetite as you. Why? Because she always waits for you to ask for sex. This is why you end up watching pornography online. You forget that those people that you watch during pornography will be either sex maniacs who do drugs and they have sex under the influence of spirits. Now, the truth is that you are sex hungry. You end up cheating your wife because of your high sex appetite, which is not normal. There is either a spirit making you horny, or your man is not cracking you properly as a woman. You are either being sex starved as a woman, or you have a high sex appetite. And once again, you are on top of your wife as a man, breathing uncontrollable, tearing your wife aggressively and mercilessly. You never even give her a chance to breathe, while you are giving her hard blows from the back. Why? Because your sex hunger is affiliated with the anger inside of it. Somehow, from the light that can show that is dim, you are stroking with a much harder erection, and it seems like an anaconda that is raising its head uncontrollable as you are erecting and ready to penetrate your wife. A sign that this time she will mourn more than ever before. And you also, woman, your libido is always itchy. It's giving you a hard time and again. You feel like writing your man all the time, and you feel like he's too weak for you, and you feel like you need to go on top of that man. You are looking for an energetic man, not a weak man in bed. A monster in the bedroom is what you need, not a man that is weak, such that you have found it relevant and proper for you to go on top of the man, not a man that will leave you sex hungry, but a man that will make you sweat in a long play encounter. Your husband is just weak in bed and can't satisfy you, and you are always frustrated. You feel very angry. Why? Because of sex hunger. You feel like you need a giant in the bedroom, a giant who will hold you mercilessly and drive you crazy. A muscular man with a six-pack giving you hard blows is a nasty imagination that you always have inside your head. That's where the high sex appetite begins. When you can't get enough, or when a man leaves you hanging, whilst you are still in need, and more of that sex is what you need. It will make you think of a flexible woman as a man too. Why? Because you are now imagining of a young, flexible, vibrant and energetic lady with long modern legs. And this is a dangerous encounter. Why? Because you are now imagining of other women, yet you are married. A young, flexible, vibrant woman one that can spread legs 180 degrees and gives it to you in the way that you want. Not a wife who is fat like a pig. This is not mockery, but in reality. A wife that can't open her legs 45 degrees. Being sex-starved as a man will make you imagine a wife who is an aerobic in the bedroom. Why? Because you need a flexible man in the bedroom. As much as a man, you need a flexible wife in the bedroom. You need a wife who is a wife without strict rules. A wife that is always filled with a high sex appetite, motivation. Sex starvation will make you feel frustrated. Why? Because you are not getting enough of sex. So you always be frustrated during romance with a manual partner. And what is a manual partner? A man that is not flexible in bed, or a woman that is not flexible. So you need a man who can use his tongue all over your body. A man that will touch your whole body. And a woman that is active. A woman that seduces you, who stands in your presence, who wears revealing clothes under those dim lights in the bedroom. A woman that is super horny and intelligent, who knows her way around a man. A woman that does not wait to be told what to do in the bedroom. A woman that is always sexually vibrant. A woman that is ready to make you feel like a man. A man that is ready to make you feel like a woman. A man that can lick and fondle you. A man who can satisfy you by merely looking deep inside your eyes during intimacy. A man that holds all the sensitive areas of your body. A man that will not leave you hanging. A man that is good at romance. A man that does a long play. A man that snaps you. A man that strokes you aggressively. A man that will stroke you nice and slow. A man that will touch your whole body until you are needing more of him. Not a man that is weak in bed. You don't need a man that is weak in bed. And I'm not talking about any other man. I'm talking about the man inside your husband. And I'm not talking about any other woman. I'm talking about the woman that is inside your wife. That woman needs to be converted. She needs to be converted more than by just being given the word of God. She needs to be trained so that she becomes a sex expert inside the bedroom. You don't know how a pathetic sex loser in the bedroom can destroy your sexual life. Those women, those females who certainly, without even performing regularly in good sex, and all of a sudden she's telling you that she's on her period, but you only had sex once inside a week. It's happening in your marriages. After having sex once, and if you don't ask for sex, she will not ask for it. And if you demand for sex, she will give you unwillingly. And when you have that sex, you don't enjoy that sex. Some of the men there have been abused by women. Why? Because you people only think that it's only women that get abused. There are men that have been abused by being sex starved by their women. They are not getting enough sex. Why? Because the woman is not always ready for sex. She's always giving excuses, giving complaints, causing unnecessary drama just to interrupt a good sexual life. This is happening in marriages. And we have men that are always harassing, men that are not polite, men that are always aggressive, men that are always quarreling, men that are always short-tempered. you're destroying your sexual life. But all these excuses, if they can be brought together, they are not going to give any benefit to your sexual life. Why? Because you are not even romantic to each other. So there's a deadlock in your sexual life that will make a man always wonder and imagine for good sex. And same applies to the woman. And like I said, these excuses, they are not going to give you as a couple a good sexual life. They are always going to continue giving you excuses and further excuses that delay results in a good sexual life. Yet you need a man who can use his tongue all over your body, a man that can lick and fondle you, a man that can satisfy you by merely looking at you and giving you good intimacy. You need a real man in bed, not a man with an erectile dysfunction system. You don't need a man with an erectile dysfunction. Where's the erectile dysfunction coming from? You need a man that is ready for sex, a man that has not lost his feelings for you, a woman that is always horny, a woman that is always in need of sex, a woman that does not wait for you to ask for sex, a woman that is always asking for more rounds during sex, not a woman that is always waiting for you to make the move. If you don't make the move, there won't be sex in that house. You need a horny woman, a horny wife, a sex-hungry wife, a wife with a high sex appetite. There's nothing demonic about a wife that is sex-hungry, a wife that is horny, a wife that is ready to give you good sex, a wife that is going to make you mourn and groan as a man. Not a wife that will make you imagine of other women, not a wife that will make you feel sex-starved inside as a man. And you also need that man that will make you call out his name during sex, a man that will fully satisfy you, a man that will fully satisfy your sexual needs. That is the type of man that you need. You don't need a man that will leave you hanging. You need a man that will make you reach climax. And you men, you need a wife that will make you groan and moan until you ejaculate. Child of God, I've given you the remedy of good sex. Never to feel ashamed in your bedroom. Why? Because good sex is healthy. It's healthy for the mind. It's healthy for the wife. It's healthy for you as a husband. It relieves tensions in your house as a married partner. It relieves tensions for a man. And as you make your day out and go out throughout the day at work, you have all tensions released as a man and as a woman. You don't just feel frustrated or short-tempered. Why? Because the woman is always sex-starving you, and she's always acting like a woman that does not have sexual feelings. Child of God, treat each other well as married couples in that bedroom. Until next time, in the name of Jesus.
Flashes of light.